What is a neobehaviorism? It is a subfield of psychology known as neobehaviorism, borrows the ideas of behaviorism. Neobehaviorism is a more open-ended notion that aims to investigate and comprehend phenomena like stress, love, trust, empathy, and personality that cannot be quantified or seen. Neo-behaviorism differs from classical behaviorism in that, whereas the latter emphasizes only observable behaviors, the former emphasizes the interaction between individual and environment. Neo-behaviorism focuses on concepts like motivation, empathy, and perception. The current generation of psychologists emphasizes factors that affect learning as demonstrated by language and emotions. The examples of neo-behaviorisms are animal behavior theory were developed by Tolman and Bandura. They were interested in learning what knowledge could be gleaned through monitoring animal behavior in a laboratory context. Tolman was intrigued by the relationship between an animal environment and its behavior. At the same time, Bandura put more emphasis on the concept of simulating action to see if it causes similar response in other individuals of the same species.
Who is Edward Tolman? So, Edward Tolman was an American psychologist and a professor of psychology in the University of California, Berkeley. Tolman originally started his academic life studying physics, mathematics, and chemistry at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT. So, after reading William James' Principle of Psychology, he decided to shift his focus to the study of psychology. He enrolled at Harvard, where he worked in Hugo Munsterberg's lab. In addition to being influenced by James, he also later said that his work was heavily influenced by Kurt Kafka and Kurt Lewin. He graduated a PhD degree in 1950. So, Edward Tolman is best known for cognitive behaviorism. His research on cognitive maps the theory of latent learning and the concept of an intervening variable. What was his experiment? So, Tolman is perhaps best known for his work with rats and mazes. So, Tolman's work challenged the behaviorist notion that all behavior and learning is a result of the basic stimulus response pattern. So, in a classic experiment, rats practiced a maze for several days. Then the familiar path they normally took was blocked. According to the behaviorist view, the rats had simply formed associations about which behaviors were reinforced and which were not. Instead, Tolman discovered that the rats have formed a mental map of the maze, allowing them to choose a novel path to lead them to the reward. So his theory of latent learning suggests that learning occurs even if there is no reinforcement is offered. So latent learning is not necessarily apparent at that time, but it appears later in situations where it is needed. Tolman's concept of latent learning and cognitive maps helped pave the way to rise of cognitive psychology.
What are some examples of cognitive maps? Let's say one day you decide to join a party at your friend's house. However, you do not know which way to go or jeepneys to commute. So you phoned your friend to ask for the directions you need to take. And then boom, you were able to attend your friend's party. Then after that day, you realize that you left your wallet at your friend's house. So you decide to go back there again, and this time without the help of your friend. And you were able to arrive without your friend's help for directions. What is an example of latent learning? An example of latent learning is wanting to cook your favorite food prepared by your mother. but she is not around because you now live alone for college. However, you always watched her cook your favorite food but have never tried cooking it before. Still, you decide to try doing it yourself, and now you were able to make an almost similar food.
Albert Bandura is a Canadian-born American psychologist and originator of social cognitive theory who is probably best known for his modeling study on aggression, referred to as the Budal experiment, which demonstrated that children can learn behaviors through the observation of adults. Albert Bandura's social learning theory suggests that observation and modeling play a primary role in how and why people learn. Bandura's theory goes beyond the perception of learning being the result of direct experience with the environment.
After watching the two experiment videos by Tolman and Bandura, I've come to realize that there is no creature under the sky that has no intelligence and that cannot change its behavior by the influence of someone or the society. Tolman has his experiment on the animal or kingdom Animalia, which is rats, while Bandura has his experiment on the 3 to 5 years old child. Well, from those experiments, there is one main point that I derive from them. That is, both animal and human has its own capacity to see, understand, and imitate. The only thing here is that animal or human, as what was shown in the first video, some are slow learner or latent learner. And in the second video, as what we can see there, that some people misuse this intelligence to imitate the negative or the bad influence. As in the video shows that the child saw the adult doing that hurting to the toy, so the child just imitate what the adult is doing. So intelligence is within us, and behavior also, we have it, but most of the time we misuse this intelligence to imitate the bad influence instead of the positive influence.